Welcome. This is your boy Kels, and we're gonna be doing the worst movies of 2021, the opposite of the best movies of 2021. This time, it's the worst. So, look, I'm here for you. We're gonna get through this. Again, this is gonna be a quick review of these movies. I'm not gonna go through the whole movies per se, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna try to get through it together. So let's start it off. The worst movies of 2021. Started with number 5, Black Widow. Now, Black Widow is a Marvel movie that probably should have been released years ago, starring Scarlett Johansson. And although she's fine, the movie is not. It's the total opposite of fine. I couldn't even make it through halfway of the movie, to be honest with you. It was horrendous. Taskmaster wasn't the Taskmaster from the comic books, and the movie just fell flat on his face. I never wanted to see a solo Black Widow movie anyway, so I get it that it was a cash grab from Marvel, making money. I get it, but even in that sector, they had problems. Like, the movie didn't come out in theaters, so Scarlett Johansson was pretty pissed about that. Understandably so, but the movie was trash anyway. I mean, I had no reason to go see it, and I'm pretty sure you didn't either. Number 4, Space Jam 2, the LeBron movie, and I don't even think the name of the movie was Space Jam 2. It was Space Jam something, and it didn't even matter because it was horrible. Look, I love LeBron. I support LeBron. Almost everything he do. Almost being this movie, like, this movie was just bad. And even after watching this movie, I said to myself, like, LeBron need to go get some acting classes, because he was just basically LeBron in the movie. Like, he was basically himself, playing himself in the Space Jam movie, and he need to get some more acting chops under him, because that was just horrible. And even the characters, they tried to introduce like side characters, even like Rick and Morty at one point, but I mean, not even introduce them, but just have them in the movie, and they did jack shit in the movie. They just showed up, showed their face, and was out. So a lot of the famous characters came, took a peek, and was right back out. Hence why this movie is on the list at number 4 of the top 5 worst movies of 2021. Number 3, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Now, I didn't even bother even trying to view this movie. I mean, the first Venom was okay. Like, it had more depth of story than this movie did. But, man, after just trying to watch it, it's not hitting on no cylinders. Venom look horrible. Carnage look horrible. And I hate to say it, because Venom is one of my favorite characters of all time in the 90s Spider-Man animated TV series. Venom was the shit. And this is the second time they just played Venom. Like, that Spider-Man 3 bullshit was probably the worst Venom, and they just carried that legacy of this movie. I don't have no confidence that Venom will get right. Even in the MCU, like the end of the Spider-Man No Way Home movie, they teased the symbiote being in that Marvel universe, and I'm scared for it because I don't know if they're gonna actually get it right. I guess we will see. Number 2, The Matrix Resurrections movie. Even in the movie, they said that this movie was gonna get done without the director's help. Like, the studio was gonna put this movie out anyway, which I can appreciate. I can appreciate the directors letting us know to watch. Wachowski sisters letting us know that they was basically forced to make this movie, and you could tell everything in this movie is just trash. I mean, from the video game angle, which was actually a pretty cool angle. It didn't match with the story. Like, I don't think the Matrix would actually like do your backstory like that. The character, the analyst, made sense, but to give Neo a backstory of a video game maker with the game being this actual events of the past Matrix series, it was kind of lost on me. I'm sorry. I did not understand it. I did not want to understand it. The whole movie felt forced from the beginning to end, and hence why it's number 2 on this list. And the number 1 worst movie of 2021 is Mortal Kombat. Something. I forgot the name of it, because that's how bad it was. And I remember sitting here with so much anticipation, waiting on the Mortal Kombat movie. I was waiting to true story, I was waiting to get off of work to see this movie. Like, man, they finally gonna do Mortal Kombat justice, and they didn't. They did Mortal Kombat injustice. That's how horrible it was. I mean, Scorpion was completely whitewashed. I think he had like a child named Cade or Code or some shit like that, and it was horrible. It was horrible. They killed Scorpion. A few good things about the movie was Sub-Zero, probably Kano and some other characters. Raider was just horrible. I mean, to have his eyes to be the likeness form, the whole movie was just jack shit. It was horrible. It was horrible. That being said, I actually look forward to Mortal Kombat 2 to see if they're gonna fix this thing, but I have no faith. I have no faith that they will. Mortal Kombat is a game, a popular game that I played from my childhood. I still play today, and it can't get good movie rights at all. Just stop it. And if you look at this list, you will see a lot of these movies are, except an exception of Black Widow, a lot of these movies are movies that's been redone, rebooted. And my thing is, if you're gonna try to do that as a director or as a studio in the business of Hollywood and making movies, if you can't do it right, just leave it alone. Don't do it at all. The only movie that came out good from rehashing and bringing back old characters from old franchises was Spider-Man No Way Home. And that's because Marvel knows exactly what they're doing. Marvel knows how to treat characters and storylines and plots. I can't say that about everybody else. No other studio has the decency to make a movie, a rehash or rebooted movie, good with new storylines. It's like we're gonna take the old shit and just put it in a new movie with the same title and just throw it out there to see how much money we make. And that's basically what happened, and that's why you got this crap list of movies. That's my top 5. I'm gonna give you some notable mentions that could have been on this list, but I only did a list of 5. I usually try to keep from doing 10 because I feel like that's kind of too long for your listening pressure. Your listening pleasure, I should say. Your listening pressure. Like, I can't even say words right because of these movies, and I'm not going to blame on the movies. So this is how bad this list is. So notable mentions. Let's just get right to it. Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe. I mean, the best G.I. Joe movie I saw was with Marlon Wayans, and that was the best, and that was pretty terrible. So I don't think the G.I. Joe movie franchise is gonna ever come back. Maybe that should just end. Snake Eyes was the all at best. Resident Evil something whatever the title was, of Resident Evil, another video game that I loved to play in my childhood. I don't even know why that was a thought. Like I said, maybe it's a money grab, but it basically just killed the Resident Evil franchise. Don't do it no more. And Thunder Force. I I watched that. I actually watched that movie. And usually Netflix comes out with some bangers. You know, Netflix had some top 5 movies on my list. And this just wasn't one of them. I don't know what happened with Thunder Force. I don't know the thought behind Thunder Force. But Thunder Force should have been just left in the clouds as Thunder. It was horrible. Horrible. But anyway, look, that's my top 5 worst movies. I told you guys I would bring it to you. Much love to everybody. And despite all these shitty movies, let's just end this note on a happy phrase. Let's just try to be happy. Can do this list. Alright. Yeah, that's the best I can do. That's the best I can do with this, because this list is just depressing. Alright. Anyway, this is your boys, Kels from NOLA Reviews. Glad that you could join me. Glad that you could listen. I definitely am happy to be back with a new season of my NOLA Reviews podcast. And thank you for listening. Thank you for checking me out. Much love. Love you. Peace.